Good morning. Welcome to My Left Ear. It is Friday, June 24th. And I didn't plan this, but it happened. Today is my 100th video. It's really cool. 100. I cannot believe it. Anyway, compared to other people, it doesn't seem like much. To me, it's like a milestone. So, little pat there. I usually don't talk about my titles, but my title today is Trump, Desperate, Ruthless, and Proven Guilty. So now you can all go home. No, continue. Stay with me. This is called My Left Ear because I was looking for a name for opening this channel, and I realized, I said, how do you get information? And I get it through my left ear. And that was the first thing that came, and it felt good. So that's what it means. I want to welcome new subscribers. I believe I got some new subscribers. It's really cool. I want to thank Linda G. We all know who Linda G is. She's kind of the tarot superstar. And in my private time, which you can find in the description or in the community section, I do private sessions, personal or through Zoom or the phone, rarely the phone. Most people like Zoom. And I do therapeutic hypnosis that helps people with certain habits, conditions, feelings that they can't overcome. I do psychic coaching. Sometimes I combine the two. And right now, to be honest with you, because of the, I can't think of the word right now. Our economy, that's what's coming. I'm giving some discounts. So you may email me. Again, my email is in the descriptions or it's in the community, and I'll send you a cheat sheet with identifying what I do and what the discounts are right now. All right, this is for entertainment purposes only. Yesterday was a huge day, but I want to say something. And this morning was huge. But I want to say something that came through my left ear. It's not over, okay? Let's keep going. So yesterday was the 5th hearing of the January 6th congressional hearing, the first hearing of the hearing, the 5th one. I can see that I'm a little off today. I've been up since I was 4:30 this morning, so forgive me a little bit because I think I'm just a little bit off my game. Listen, we all woke up to this Roe v. Wade news this morning, this terrible, draconian, unnecessary, unfair, even undemocratic, I feel. And so, I'm not going to sit here and grieve because that's not what you're here for. But we all are grieving and mourning, and we have a right to. Something was ripped away. Now, there's a certain amount of female population that don't even know what it's like to not have abortion available. I do because of my age, and it's very, very dark. But I did some runes on it. Hold the faith. It's not over till it's over, and it's not over. Roe v. Wade was overturned temporarily, I want to say. And the Supreme Court, which is shaping up as being very evil and not for the people, they ruled on guns, and New York now can have open weapons without permits. I don't know the exact, but this is affecting New York deeply when they're trying to lower their crime rate and their violence. So, the Supreme Court has been like on fire. And I have a suggestion that when we complain about this current Supreme Court, we should always include the name of Mitch McConnell, the turtle, because he's behind it. He's the wind beneath their wings. He put those people there. Now, Justice BREYER, who just retired, he wrote he was upset. He is upset with the ruling on Roe v. Wade. And basically, I'm not reading you his letter, but he basically said it didn't need to be done. It was arbitrary. It came out of the blue. But my left ear feels that it has to do with dark money. This was part of the deal. You need to make this happen. Mitch, the NRA, it's bad. Mitch with the NRA and Roe versus Wade and the ultra crazy conservative Supreme Court justices that we have in large right now. I do not think, my left ear does not think, and I haven't done the runes on it, but it might be a good thing to do next time, is whether President Biden will actually seriously consider adding to the Supreme Court. And I need to do a little research to find out how that happens, what kind of freedom, what kind of latitude does he have there? And I don't know yet. So I don't like to talk about things I don't know. All right, so just to get this off, I started with the runes. And this is what I asked. I didn't quite get the exact answer, but I feel like I got something positive. When will the Senate codify Roe v. Wade? So the first rune I got was the rune of journey. And let me tell you about journey. It's concerned with communication that has two sides. How interesting is that? Two sides with the goal of union that comes at the end of a long journey. Now, I don't know if we're ever going to meet a union with Roe v. Wade, but it does tell us to be content to wait. And while waiting, keep on working and removing resistances. Someone wrote and asked me what I thought about the possible codifying of Roe v. Wade. I think it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to happen in a super timely manner. I think it could be a year or two before we see this. And then I did throw runes on like what's going to happen in the House and the Senate in terms of the midterms. But with this first rune journey, what I want you to know, another aspect of it is says the end is in sight. And for us who believe in the freedom to choose, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And it suggests that after the end, which I would use as the resolution, we're no longer burdened. But right now, we are burdened. Then I got defense. And the rune of defense, as we are tested, we fund the power to avert the blockage. And we are certainly tested right now. If there is an obstacle in our path, even a delay can prove beneficial. Now that's interesting, but that could have to do with people dropping out of their Senate positions. Not sure yet. But it does say if there's an obstacle, there can be it can be beneficial. So that's interesting. This rune, the defense rune, speaks to the difficulties that arise at the beginning of new life. Now, new life indicates an answer to the runes, the question I asked. But then the last rune is great. It's the rune called opening. Opening. And it's clarity. It speaks of renewed clarity. It speaks of dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some area of our lives. The truth is, this should have been codified a long, long time ago to protect it. But it is dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some area of our lives. The light of understanding will be available again. So my response to this question about codifying in the Senate is eventually. And certainly that's what everybody's going to be looking for. And according to runes that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes, the Senate is going to increase their Democrats, their seating, which is good news. So now, yesterday's hearing, the three players, Jeffrey Rosen, he was acting U.S. AG from 20 to 21, Richard Donahue, acting U.S. Deputy AG from 20 to 21, and Stephen Engel, the youngest, Assistant AG for the Office of Legal Counsel, and Engel was with Trump a long time. Now, just overall, because many of you saw it, you've been listening to news, I don't want to, drone on and on, but all the testimony, especially yesterday, but all along, but especially yesterday from the Republicans, put Donald Trump at the epicenter, the hub of the coup. The proof that the committee has been searching for is presenting itself. Exactly what they need presented themselves yesterday through the excellent testimony of these three former members of the DOJ. And we found out that the coup plot was inside of every branch of government. It was almost blowing up the DOJ, as we find out through this crazy Oval Office meeting that they had a few days before the coup. My left ear thinks that his guilt, his culpability has been proven. They will continue because they want it rock solid, but that's what I'm telling you. And then Trump's famous line, which everybody repeated yesterday, just say that the election was corrupt, and I'll take it from there with my friends in Congress. And I want you to know that obstruction of a proceeding is a federal felony, okay? I might repeat that, but I just wanted you to know that. So I was thinking about Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote Hamilton, and he wrote In the Room Where It Happened, famous song from Hamilton. And that was the Oval Office, 2 days or 1 day before the coup. There was a big showdown in the Oval Office. Trump called everybody. Well, he didn't call everybody. It was Donahue that called a meeting, and then Donahue invited all these DOJ people. And it was about arguing that Trump wanted to make Jeffrey Clark the acting AG while replacing Jeff Rosen. It was a desperation meeting by Trump because Clark, everybody said it. I mean, actually, it was like a cross between The Apprentice and a roast in that Oval Office. Everybody's saying, I mean, it was awful. They just attacked Clark for being inept, inexperienced, and someone that would do Donald's dirty work. They all told Donald that they would leave en masse, and that Engel said, if we leave, Clark will walk into a graveyard. The DOJ will be empty. And what they did with Trump, and I don't know if these collective brains, I don't know how they arrived at it, but they really were off of this is illegal and more how bad it will make him look. And so they appealed to his ego and his narcissism, and he changed his mind. And he was still sneaky, but he took the title acting AG away from Clark, which he had already used on a call that they discovered on a call, but it got removed. But Donald Trump didn't care about any of this. He just wanted a henchman. He just wanted somebody that would do his bidding. And what we learned from yesterday, I don't know if we learned it, but it was reinforced, okay? That Donald Trump, until he takes his last breath on earth, will be fighting and denying. There will never be a time where he admits anything. This is what he does. He's ruthless and relentless, and he will not stop. He will not stop. This is who the guy is. Then, this is really crazy. I don't even know if I should talk about it, but there was an Italian satellite rumor, and Trump chastised the whole room of lawyers in the Oval Office by saying, well, I read the media much more than you do, because these Italian satellites were switching votes. And they all agreed, sir, that's utter insanity. But Meadows wanted the DOJ members to meet with the crazy idiot who was promoting the rumor, and they refused. But that's how far Trump was going to go. He was going to go that far with, like, Italian satellites were changing the votes. He wanted them to remove voting machines. They refused. When they said no, he just kept going and going and going. And that's what he will do till the end of his life. So somebody said Clark doesn't even know where the FBI is located. If he had to find it, he couldn't find it. So Clark's home was raided, and they carried out all kinds of stuff. And then he appeared on Fox News. I don't think he's a very smart guy. Trump and Eastman dropped into the DOJ a guy named Klukowski, who was dropped in there to work for Jeffrey Clark. But nobody really knows how he got there, how it happened. We think Trump dropped him in there. Also, I want you to know something. You may have heard this, but I think it's really important. Receiving a pardon is not proof of guilt. It is consciousness of guilt. It's an indicator, but it tells us a lot. And it looks like in July, when there are 2 more hearings, we're going to find out exactly who applied for pardon, and hopefully who got pardons, because Trump didn't give them out like M&Ms because he was afraid how it would reflect on him, even though it already reflects on him. He was so desperate, Donald Trump, that he considered hiring Sidney Powell to be a special counsel. You know, the nut woman who just lost her license to practice law. All right, so here's the runes. We're coming to the end here. This is what I asked. Will the Democrats increase the House at midterms? I got a difficult reading on this. I just want you to know. But I also got the message while I was reading it that I need to go back and read it again as we get closer, because I'm not convinced here, but I'm going to share it with you. I got the rune of disruption, which is a little bit like the tower, as I always say, but it does indicate change, freedom, liberation. Now that feels good, right? It talks about breaking free from constrictions. It is the great awakener. And it says the onset of power may rip away the fabric of what you previously knew. Now that could be interpreted that the Dems increase the House. We're not talking about the Senate, we're talking about the House. But then I got journey reversed. And it says, it tells us to be attentive to personal relationships at this time. Ruptures are likely. Now, if the Dems increase their count in the House, of course they're going to be ruptures and fights. It does tell us your growth may be disrupted. And it may be disrupted from questioning the validity of the votes when the Dems win. That's when the pubs come in and cause all kinds of disruption. It does tell us, the rune does tell us, look at disruptions as rerouting opportunities, okay? Ruptures are likely, your growth may be disrupted, but it may be rerouting opportunities. Then I got the rune of joy, but reversed. It tells us things are slow in coming to fruition. The process of birth is arduous, and there is a difficult passage at hand. And you know, as I'm reading this to you, my left ear is telling me that this has to do with counts, the counts at midterms and the fights. And that may be part of the reverse journey, the disruption. because my left ear thinks we're going to increase Democrats both in the Senate and the House. One of the reasons, practically, is because I think we're going to lose GOP members through the committee, through finding out that they were seditious, that they acted, when we get proof. So we're going to come back to the House, okay? But this is today. But I want to give you a little encouragement. Now, the same thing with the Senate. Will the Senate increase Democrats? Harvest. I got the rune of harvest, a rune of beneficial outcomes. But a span of time is usually involved. So, same thing, patience. But this rune offers encouragement of success, but cautions patience. And I got fertility, new beginnings, harmonizing, even a search for similarities. Now that indicates, sounds bizarre today, I know, but it indicated to my left ear that there may be some healings, partly as getting a Trump out of the picture. And fertility also indicates emergence from a closed and chrysalis state. And that emergence, I think, indicates being able to vote, being able to support Biden, moving things forward, and perhaps the codifying. Then finally, with the question about the Senate, I got the rune of separation, which is interesting. But it is a time of separating old paths that are outmoded. And we have seen that the Republicans are very out of step with what the general population would like. This is what I think this is referring to. So there is a peeling away going on of old paths, of a skin. And this rune is a rune of acquisitions and benefits. I think we have something positive here. And the way we're going to move forward is that everybody votes down the line Democratic. That's it. End of story. That's what needs to happen. But we're early still. There's months before the midterms, and I will come back to this. I do have some quotes for you. I looked up quotes usually I have like 30 pages of quotes, but today I looked up some quotes about losing, because today is not a fun day. Yesterday was not a fun day, and we've got a lot in front of us. Here's the two quotes. Your strength doesn't come from winning. It comes from struggles and hardship. Everything that you go through prepares you for the next level. And this was by a woman named Germany Kent. Prepares us for the next level. And then this is a short quote. Winning is not always punctual, but eventually it comes. And then just as I read that to you, the word codify came right through, and we are not giving up. And this is not over. And we're going to turn this around. Okay, the president doesn't like it. Nobody likes it. BREYER doesn't like it. It's punitive. It's punitive, and it's out of step. More importantly, it's out of step, and it's going to create more problems within the United States. And for women, it's heavy, okay? I am admitting it to you. I worked and worked and worked this morning, and I even baked a cake. But here's the good evidence. This morning, a friend of mine is in town. She's staying down the street. We happen to have a fantastic French bakery that's open only on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It has amazing croissants. So she texted me, and she said, I'm going to go to the French bakery. Would you like me to bring you a croissant? And she did. She drove over, dropped off the croissant, and she had to go. And I got this beautiful buttery plain croissant that I ate with some butter. It was just good evidence. She thought of me, she drove it over. That's a friend. See, the good evidence can be just like something really small, but I loved it. Deep breath. We just keep moving forward, okay? That's what we do. And Winston Churchill said, never get up, never give up. Remember, I was up at 4:30 this morning. I want to say never get up at 4:30 in the morning. No, but Winston Churchill said, never give up, never give up, never give up. So we are not. We're going to hold the faith. We're going to stick together and stay with our good communities we have developed here online. I want to say thank you again. Now, also for the new people, this is what I want you to know. I just launched Patreon. I launched a basic level 1, a thank you level for saying thank you for $5. And then the upper tier is only $8. And I am teaching the runes, all of the runes from the beginning. And that's not the only thing I'm doing. I'm talking about other things. I'm going to start introducing some stories about my experiences with the other side, which have been pretty interesting. And I'm going to continue, because people are enjoying it, my celebrity stories. My celebrity stories are not dirt. They're really delightful stories about celebrities that I've met, encountered, and had experiences with. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do the dirt. So it's fun. It's fun and it's warm. Consider that. Consider Patreon. And I'm doing about, I would say, 3 to 4 a month. Okay? Thank you again. Make peace. Make good memories. Give yourself a nice weekend. Okay? It's been a rough week. You take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.